now, without much further ado, let me give a few words about my next, the person who's coming on. He's someone I have tremendous respect for. He's someone that, man, I've lived a storied life, where I've lived in Chicago, and I lived for a while in France, and I lived in Switzerland, and, of course, coming back to Florida, and then living in Haiti, for as long as I have. I thought I lived a storied life, but no, this guy has, lived in China, lived in Taiwan, right? He's been like on the equivalent of America's Got Talent, singing in Chinese, not even just singing like, but singing in Chinese, or, Mandarin, I guess, I'm sure you'll correct me when he gets on. And then, and now he's doing some great, great things in Dominican Republic. And even before, he was, doing things by connecting folks between China, Taiwan, with Haiti and the world. And so when you talk about an entrepreneur, right, and someone who's interesting as heck, the person I'm bringing on is that. I'm really excited to have him on for this conversation. And actually, this is really the second time he's been on SeeJeanty Media. We did a Haiti Biz News. It's the only time I actually did that, where I did a Haiti Biz News, and he came on and gave some context on stories that was happening. But in any case, without further ado, I want to bring on Marcus Bo in the house.
What's up, brother? What's up? How are you, brother?
Yo, it's good to have you on here,
good.
man. It's really good to I know you're running and gunning and doing a million different things, man.
Yeah. It's been crazy. But you know what? Before I even start, I would like to, I don't know if you remember, man, we were supposed to do, he was supposed to come to our office in Haiti. That's when I moved to DR. It's literally that time when, in I think beginning of 2020, where we were supposed to come to the office, and then I'm here in DR. It's been a year and some months. Man, a lot of things that happened in that few little time, and I'm very happy to come here and share of the some of the work that we've been doing here.
Nice. So before I even get started, I gave you a little bit of an intro, but I'm sure there's gaps. I'm sure there's a way you probably, usually introduce yourself. So please, let me give you the floor, give you a few minutes, and please let folks who are unfortunately ignorant of how awesome you are, let them know, man. What you got go? Who is Marcus Bo?
Marcus is, a young entrepreneur, man. As I always say, I didn't start by being an entrepreneur. I was first, a student, and I went to Taiwan, where I lived for 7 years, and then I went also on being the director of facilitation of investment, where I worked for the Haitian public administration for 5 years, and then later I won another scholarship. The reason why I moved to Taiwan is because I won a scholarship to do my bachelor, and then later I won another scholarship to move to mainland China this time, where I did my master's degree in international trade. So my background has always been international business and also investment facilitation. This is something that I've always liked to do. And someone that is, I guess, always there of trying new things, and I always put myself in a situation where like, oh, this is new for me and I'm going to do it, And I feel like that's one thing that can describe me as a person. And then now I left China without leaving China because of COVID. I went to Haiti just to spend a few months, and then COVID hit. I lived in Asia for 12 years, and I feel like now, being in the West Side, it was a time for me to readjust and really learn how things work here, because I've lived for so long. So that's why I'm here right now. So I have two companies. One is IMOR Business Group, where we facilitate business between the Caribbean and China. We help people do the whole sourcing, quality inspection, logistics, custom clearance when they buy with China. And another company that I literally opened officially 3 months ago, which is IMOR Ventures, a company that creates and facilitates business opportunities for people who wants to establish real estate in Dominican Republic. So that's basically what I do.
and I got some comments. His company shipped 2 generators for me from China. So there's folks who know you here, who you've worked with, who can attest to your business and the customer service and your execution capacity. So that's what's up.
Yeah, I always say, I feel like the thing with my business, it's always been good. The fact that I have this background of Asia, I feel like in Asia it's really different. It's another discipline. It's another way of doing things. So I feel like that's one of the advantage that we have when it comes to the work that we're doing in the West, because I feel like it's a good mix of the West and the East. And I think it really speaks for itself. And the little time that we've been in the market, I'm very proud to see how we have created the brand, and we could be able to we were able to connect with the people as well.
What I'm curious to know is language. How do you pick up? Because you speak. Please break all the languages you speak. First off,
Eight, eight.
8 languages, guys. What are the 8? What are they?
This is a question that I get all the time. Creole. Parle Creole, qui c'est langue, pas moi. I think that's how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say a few words in each of them.
English language, please.
In French, grew up in Haiti. I went to school in Haiti, so
Bien sûr.
he speaks French. Moi, je parle français. Tu parles français aussi, Chris?
Comme ci, comme ça.
Comme ça, okay, good. And English. I learned English when I moved to Asia because I never liked English before. Spanish, I learned it through telenovelas. Toujours dit ça, c'est pour ça m'apprendre parler espagnol. Portuguese, then I took classes. I took classes when I was working in Haiti as a director of facilitation, because just like I said, I always believe in preparing myself so I can be more competitive in the work world. And Mandarin, obviously, because I live in China for 12 years, and also Taiwanese because I was in Taiwan for 7, and I also took Italian classes, which make the 8 one.
8 Italian, 8. No, but you did mention Spanish. Okay, good.
Yeah,
so that's 8. Man, good. And it's not even just like they'll be like Bicky. No, he's dropping that. I saw you on that last week or 2 weeks ago. You were on the Spanish TV show, and you just también para mí. That's all I know. I always say también para mí.
And I feel like it was a shock for people because I don't think people knew that I could speak Spanish. So people were like, "Oh, I didn't know you speak Spanish." I was like, "Yeah." When I told you that I speak them.
But how do you go about? It's just you just inherently just I can learn it, or is there a particular process that you do?
Because for me, when I realized that I wanted to study international business and understand the background of the person that do international business, I
gotta have a language.
Language was key, because I know my thing would be to interact with people coming from all over the world and having the know, because when you speak a language, this is the first connection that you have with someone. And I saw it when I was in China. The fact that I could speak Chinese, I was able to connect better with the Chinese. And also, if I can speak French, when we go to the Canton Fair, we find French speaking people, and then I switch into French, like bonjour, ça va, est-ce que je peux vous aider? It's an instant connection. So I understood it, and that's why I went to spend time and really, get my base and learning these languages, because I know it was going to be very helpful in my
I question my capacity to even speak English most of the time, much less. But I get it. Yeah, once you have one language comprehended, for example, I can read and comprehend mostly Spanish relatively well because it's so similar to French. Even German I can kind of get through. So as you learn one language, you're able to learn other languages quickly. That's the paradox is as you learn more language, you can learn more. You understand more. So that's cool. That's cool. Marcus, tell us about your recent project. That's one reason I wanted you to come on today and say a few words, because you're doing some incredible things in real estate.
Thank you.
Some incredible things on the other side of Hispaniola there. You just wrapped up a massive summit. Break it down, brother. What's going on over there? Let them know.
Before I even get into the summit, I wanted to really tell people how I started in this. Just like I said, I had my main business, IMAR Business Group. I'm doing import-export with China. And then I arrived to DR, COVID, and then I started seeing a lot of people. There was a lot of Haitian coming into DR to invest in real estate. And one of my friends, told me, you should check it out. And I did. But to be honest, I kept it secret. I was just like our Haitian do, nobody should know about it. And one of my projects, and the Dominican president showed his support, and and I felt like it was so cool because it gives so much value to the project. It shows how the president is supporting the real estate sector. And the moment that he went on doing the first comment dire ça, Picasso, projet a littéralement get like a 50% value, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I thought if you buy something for 100, it's already 115 in the market. I was like, wow. So I decided to share this journey on my story on social media, which I always receive a lot of, how to say, there's a lot of tracks in my stories. And obviously, I tell people, wow, I'm very happy that one of my project, listen, it's already getting some value, and then that the president is really, supporting the real estate industry here. So I started receiving so many questions, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a Zoom. Then I decided to do a Zoom on May 1st. I would never forget. I remember I was nervous as hell. I was like, you know what? I don't know what this guy is doing right now. I did a flyer, with my picture. I was like, real estate summit opportunities and not real estate opportunities at DR. And man, I had 100 people that tuned in that morning in the Zoom. I did it at 10 a.m. I think the best thing that we did was collecting everybody's phone number, and then we created a WhatsApp group. And I still remember telling them, you know what, I'm not an expert in real estate. I'm just here to share my journey with you, to share, because I know there's so many myths, there's so many things that you probably have in your mind that you've been hearing about, like the way that Haitian will be treated here, the way that that we don't have access to privileges, like so many things that I know even for me that I've heard, like even before coming to the DR, and this is not true. I'm here. I was able in a year to make connection. I was able in a year to open my third office in DR. In a year, I was able to, get some loans from banks. Literally, I had like 3 banks waiting for me to give me loan. I feel like these are type of information that people don't have because they just think that, we don't have access to this. And I feel like for me, I tell them, you know what, when they saw me when I arrived here, I didn't know anybody. I was doing live on Instagram during COVID because I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know anybody here. So I felt like I was like, you know what, I'm doing this to show you guys how it happened for me. And if you have any question, and come and I'll be able to help you. And man, literally it happened, man. So we did that Zoom, we created the WhatsApp group, and so many questions I was able to answer, and people that were very satisfied. And I realized that there were so many people that wanted to come into DR to invest. And I always tell people, like, the idea is not to tell people, leave wherever you are and come to invest in DR, but also to diversify your portfolio. That's what we want to focus in right now. You are in the US, if you can have something in here in Dominican Republic that can give you a 12 to 15% of revenue, why not? You know what I mean? And so that's the idea, and I'm so glad that everybody that were on board, they understood the vision that I had with this. It's not say like Haiti is not good, but we know Haiti is in crisis. But also we cannot wait for Haiti to get better tomorrow. So the idea, what I see in the vision is like the same thing that happened in Nigeria and Thailand and Dubai, and we see it right now and mostly in Africa, where we had so many people that left Africa, went to the US, they empowered themselves, they got rich, and now they're going back to build, Nigeria, Ghana. So that's how I see for Haiti, because we have to build that generational wealth where people can be, can think outside of the box and see that they can work on themselves by the time they wait for Haiti to get better.
Yes.
So that's how I see it, right? So in this way, man, we've created the group chat. So many people, and man, and in less than 6 months, we helped more than 120. We've sold 120 properties. And man, we just had the summit last weekend. I was blown away to that. We had like $9.5 million sales in 2 days. It was
USD, huh? USD,
my friend, USD. So people, they came, man, it was crazy. And I feel like this is something also that shows the importance of the Haitian economy, the importance of Haitian, that that have money, and I heard among the exhibitors, they usually have so many fairs like this, but we had a record of sales for these 2 days. So I think it gives me so much pride and joy to see that we were able to show as well the power of the Haitian economy, the power of our people, and the more we do so, it's the more that we're gonna have some more weight on the table. It is the more that we can have, we can be part of the conversation because people are aware of what we're capable of. So that's what I'm happy with this work that I'm doing here, and also to see that everybody that were on board with me during the summit and during this 6 months, they understood the vision behind this project, and I'm so happy that we were able to have such great results in such short period of time. But
5.5 million.
but the what I say, the lesson behind this is like, this is what I want to share. If I've kept this little investment that I did private, I wouldn't be here now with this group. So the idea is every time you have the time to put some light on someone else's life, do it, because if you're helping one person, if you're taking that person into the and you're putting into light, it's like you're bringing 10, 20 people with them. So that's the power of bringing light to others' life. And I feel like I'm very glad that I was able to do that, and to have so many people now joining as a force to keep on doing that work.
So it was in Punta Cana in
It was
person. It wasn't yeah,
yes.
and so how many folks would you
We have
estimate were in attendance?
we had like 60 participant.
Nice.
But the whole concept was so new, and I was
Right.
so nervous about it. Like Chris, it's really this weekend, and I'm chill. I was so nervous because people had to pay to participate. They had to pay 1,500 to participate, but the concept was a fly and buy, meaning that if someone come and purchase during this weekend, we're gonna deduct. They're gonna have a credit on the house that they're purchasing. So that's why we had so many sales, because people were like, you know what, that 1,500 that I'm paying right now,
Yeah.
it can be credited in the house that I'm purchasing in Punta Cana. So when I see me pedi l'argent, and I saw in the face of one of our clients, he bought a condo for 260, and they discounted that 1,500. He was so happy. He was like, so dis la, sa pase la. Il dit, yo retiré $1,600. Il dit, oh, c'était vrai. So,
Best boy.
but many was beautiful, because I feel like that's why the 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 the, the public that we've targeted, they were people that was really interested about real estate. We could see that as well in the Q&A section, where like they were very knowledgeable about it. And the idea, let me explain to you how it works, Chris. We brought all the actors of the real estate industry into one place. We had the lawyers that that were there to explain people the legal framework, because we know people have so many questions, they have so many things in their head. Like, if I buy today, est-ce que va voler kaila? Est-ce que Dominique va mettre dehors et demain là? So many things in terms of legal. So the lawyer, that was the very first presentation that we had. We also have partnered with Scotia Bank for anything mortgage loan and bank account application. So the bank was there explaining to people, okay, how do I open a bank account here? What are the documents that I need? And we have received all these documents prior, so we've sent to our participants, so they were able to know, okay, this is how the credit score works. And if I'm from Haiti, yes, I'm eligible to have a mortgage loan. And also they have given us like a very preferential rate of 3.75% with Scotia that we work for the fair, where in DR it's usually a 6 to 8%. So it was really, really good that people were at ease to do those investments. Then later we have anything about like the property management, because these people, they're not buying in DR to just stay in DR. These people are making investments. So the property management were there to explain to them, okay, what is the AOI, like how does it work, all the fees. And then later we had a financial advisor explaining to them, okay, where is best? Is it in Santo Domingo? Is it in Punta Cana? Understand the occupancy.
You there, Marcus?
I think the
Kind of breaking up there a little bit. Marcus, you there?
Can you hear me?
You breaking up a little bit. I hear like one word and then it's breaking up.
I see it's
Breaking up there. Marcus was saying some really great stuff there. Let's give him a minute. That's some great follow-up questions for him. Wow. Oh, I see some movement there. I'm seeing you move. It's clearing up. It's getting better. Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right. Okay. You're back. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So, and then we also had like only 5 construction companies. I think that was one of the good thing about the summit. People weren't like, lost about so many projects in Punta Cana, so many projects in Santo Domingo, because we do due diligence on what is selling well, on what has premium location. I feel like people, they were able to just like dive into the experience and really receive premium information. And man, I'm so glad that like everybody like give us great comments, the exhibitors. And I feel like this weekend we're gonna be in all the media, because we have the media of Dominican Republic were there as well. So yeah, I'm very happy that that little experience, that it was very daring of me, because I'm sure the people, they were part of it. It was like, oh, this guy is not a real tour, but he's doing a summit. You see what I mean? I'm glad that I could have just think of that format, which was super new in Punta Cana, and just like did something that was truly magical. And
I like the pre warm up or the pre videos you were doing. Like, oh, this is nice. So you're in your car, stepped out the car, walking to the hotel, like, yo, this is dope, yo.
I know. I'm sure this has helped a lot. And man, like I told you, like the whole concept was very new, and I'm glad that people were on board. And just I feel like we had one experience with one client. And for me, I wanted to share this, where like we said we were gonna do this, and this guy, it was 3 of them. They said, you know what? We've heard so many things about DR, but can we give a 50% of the participation fees, and when we get to Punta Cana, we're gonna give the other 50%. Because why? Because I feel like people are very skeptical when it comes to information they're receiving online. And I was like, you know what? Yes, please do so. It's just like to make, if this would make you feel comfortable to just come and see that what we're doing is something real, just do it, because I can understand why would you doubt about it. So and for me, when I saw a case like this, and how we were able to make the process easy for them, and they came to the summit, they bought property for $250,000. But you see, sometimes you also have to be very flexible, understand where does this fear come from, and really embrace them, and walk the journey with the client.
Nice. Now I'm gonna get a little competitive. We might give you some Larry. Because I already saw a comment in there. Oh, this is good, but it's on the other side, right? Right. So what have you? I'm sure there's been a detractor or two who are saying, yeah, it's great, it's DR, it's great, but it's DR. Why Haiti? Why can't it would be great, but it'll be so much better for. So what do you say to those folks who are really giving you shallots, saying that you're in DR, you're building them up? What about how do you? I'm sure you responded already. How have you responded to that?
Yeah, and I think like for me, if someone has been really following my journey, I don't think they give me chalet, but they just hope that I could do the same work for Haiti. Because if someone had known me enough, they know that I worked for 5 years as a director of facilitation of investment for Haiti, where I was like mostly behind, from 2014 to 2014 to almost 2019, I was behind the foreign investment that was happening in Haiti.
Is that CFI or another organization?
CFI. I was the director at CFI, where my focus were to attract the Chinese and Asian investment in general to Haiti. All the Koreans that were in Caracol, some of the Koreans that were in the industrial zone. So I was part of the work with these companies. So they know that my energy for Haiti would never change. But the idea is they would, they would feel like, okay, they wish that this could be the same energy that worked for Haiti. But they have to, just like I said in the beginning, have to understand that we cannot wait for the country to get better. You know what I mean? The idea is empowering myself. The when I left CFI and now the moment that I created IMA and now I have already empowered myself. So I will have um, like I will have a higher voice when it comes to me sitting on a table. So that's what I want. That's why I want people to get from this. Like this work that we're doing with this Haitian is for them to diversify their portfolio, to let them understand that they can come to DR, they can, invest, because they're not coming here to just like stay. They're coming here to invest, and they are gonna be better off in the future. These folks, they're gonna be part of that change that we're gonna see in Haiti in a few years. And just like I told you, my example, what I have in my mind is to see exactly what's happening in Ghana, Nigeria right now. To see all these folks, they also have a campaign about, like, I think a Ghana come back, something like this in Ghana. I know they have a
Yeah.
campaign.
Year of return. Year of
Yeah,
return.
inviting the people to come to go back, and that's what we want to achieve with these people. Whenever Haiti reach that stability about infrastructure, stability about anything politics going on there, we would have also a class of people that would be better off, that would be so much willing to empower the community. And one thing that we're also going to be doing, and it was the advice was given by one of our participants. We're going to create the real estate summit founding members, because we also want to have these people that have money, that are willing to invest and participate in whatever we want to do. So we're going to see definitely what we can do for Haiti, because I can just not say, I cannot do anything for Haiti, but we're going to see what can be done for back home.
I love it.
But,
I
but
love it.
that's the idea, Chris. But I understand people. I wish that this same energy I could apply it back home, because I'm doing it for DR. Literally in 2 days we were able to have sell for like $9.5 million. It's something, though. It's something that could also help in the Haitian economy. But for later, I hope people that are following this, they can see that this is a vision for long term.
I agree. And if I'll say a few things, is just that, is the fact that, yeah, and I always say this all the time. Folks who follow me long enough, they know I always say, when they say, okay, so you're doing great stuff in Haiti, I would love to, like, actually, you do a lot better. Stay where you are.
Mm-hmm.
There's Haiti's there's one Haiti, but then there's dozens of little Haitis. A little Haiti in New York. There's little Haiti
Yes.
down here in South Florida. North Miami Beach is another Haiti. Pompano Beach is another Haiti. I'm just because I know South Florida very well. So there's at least 3 Haitis, in South Florida. Montreal, there's a little Haiti, right? In DR, there's a few little Haitis here and there. So stay where you are, work together, grow that wealth. Listen, yes, it's beaten to death, but the Jewish people are very successful people, right? And they're successful because they keep business first. They work together. They keep the money within the community, right? And they've grown to an area of influence to where now their country of Israel, they're able to grab those resources they've gathered where they were, the success where they were, and now pool it to help their national country be successful. And that's a model that we Haitians certainly can follow. We can be successful where we are, build our wealth up, and then go and invest in Haiti when Haiti is ready for it, right? Or even when it's not ready for it. When you're extremely wealthy, right, you can lose $100,000 in a Haitian venture versus if you weren't wealthy because you weren't doing what you're supposed to, lose $100,000, you're ruined. And now you're talking crap about Haiti and you're right. And so be successful first where you are. And that's why I appreciate what you did, Marcus, because I saw from my own 2 eyes, I saw there were a lot of Haitians involved on different levels in what you're doing. You're being successful where you were to help Haitians long term, right?
It was Haitian, bro. It was, and that's what I was so proud to see, because these were like, in one of our lives, people ask what were the background of these people. They were nurse. They were like people that are like chemical engineering. Like they are they come from so diverse background, but also willing to say, you know what, I can invest here. I can have this return of investment, and then in a 5, 10 years, I'm gonna be much more powerful. Then we can combine these forces together in the future to do something for home. And I'm glad you can see it, man, because I'm sure you will understand the vision. And every time I got the chance to talk to people, to folks that don't understand it, we cannot all be at the same place. It's okay to have some people in Haiti right now doing the work for Haiti, but you also need those that can do the work in the diaspora, build that community, build that togetherness, that sense of togetherness, which I think I see we have, and when we live in the diaspora, and go back, man, go back in the future, because obviously home will always be home,
Yeah, yeah, I love it.
right?
And the other big point I want to say off what you said was, it tunes to what I do here, which is, you did this investment. You didn't have to do a live and tell people, but
No,
it's crucial that folks know, hey guys, hey, there's opportunity here. Come on,
yes,
rush in, come
yes,
see what's happening here, so
mhm,
we all can win. And that's a big reason why CJT Media exists. Is that
yes,
while I'm doing what I'm doing, and while I'm in Haiti, I want to show, hey guys, look, there's folks crushing it. There's folks doing great stuff here. Come look, be inspired, so
mhm,
you know that you can do it as well. And that's why I appreciate that you do keep a media component, because you're just like me. You're an
yeah,
entrepreneur, mover, shaker, actioneer first,
yeah,
and
man.
then you say, by the way, hey guys, here's what's going on. Let me show you something.
Exactly. But just like I told you, I really remember keeping it by myself, where I'm like, you know what, no, Damien, I want to share it. I want to share it to people. I'm making an investment. This is the support that I'm getting right now. And as a Haitian, I didn't know anybody here. I received nothing but support since I've been living here. From Dominican, they wanna, like, now our office isn't do by blood. It's like a clinic, when, like, when you go see a clinic, like, to
Yeah,
go see
long
a
waiting line.
doctor.
People sitting in the lobby waiting.
No, but like, people, they want to come and sit down with us. They want to, give us all the tools, for us to move forward, because I think they saw as well that we're selling a different philosophy. We're selling a philosophy that, we can work together, a philosophy that, no, it's not hate here. I've been received well, because also I behave well. I command respect because also I respect myself. So there's a lot of things that I wanted to share, and every time I get the chance, I share it with people so they can be aware of what's going on. And the feedback that we received from the people that came last week is like, thank you for just like sharing a light on something that was such a mystery for us. Because I know Haitian, everything they've been hearing about DR is just like the bad thing,
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
they don't like us, or the Dominican would look down on us. But I always say, you know what, hey, work on yourself first. Like, why would a Dominican, with I'm coming with my background, my education, why would you look down on me? Because I allow you to. So the idea is, the more you work on yourself, the more you confident about yourself. Who can dare and look down on you, brother?
Nobody. And
Nobody.
the last point I really want to highlight is the fact that is the replicating Haiti, because what you just built the blueprint, Marcus,
Mhm,
for when the moment Haiti can give a little bit of headacheless era.
mhm,
And
mhm.
also too, the real estate law and the real estate practices really need to be improved. Trust me, I'm buying some land right now. I just made my last versement, my last payment, maybe a week and a half ago, and now we're in the process of really formalizing it. And it's a headache, right? And so there's a lot of precursors that need to happen
Yeah.
before you could do what you just did. But the moment that happens, you got the blueprint, and it won't be nothing to copy and paste it and
Oh, yeah.
do a massive summit at Dicamon or
Yes.
Kinam, right?
Yes.
Caribe Hotel, Roy Oasis. You do a massive conference, and just like that, same thing, same day, a
Yes.
couple $1 million are invested.
Yes.
And so you have the blueprint. I'm very
Mhm.
happy about that.
Man,
You know,
it's like I told you, it was very stressful. It was very stressful simply because I'm new in the sector. I'm very new. But I think it was good that I sit down with the actors. They felt like, I wasn't a threat, but just like someone that wanted to work with them. So I think that's good as well. And yeah, man, just try something, and I'm glad it worked. And I feel like you know, what I'm mostly proud of is how now they know how important the Haitian buyers are. You know, that's what makes me proud, because I feel like you know, some people before, they were like, they didn't get the concept of the event, or if the people that were gonna come, they were actually gonna buy. But I'm very glad to see, let's say, only Remax itself, which was our host partner, Remax sold for $3.5 million. And I heard that they've been doing event in Punta Cana with zero sales.
Wow.
They've been doing it even in Punta Cana with zero sales. So
Nice.
so now, like, even these guys right now, you know, the conversation is gonna be different. You know
They're
what I mean?
different. They're
And I feel
different.
like that's why, as well, how every time when you work on yourself, you get, it's also the leverage. Now, the first edition and the second is not gonna be the same.
Yeah, no, wait for that second edition.
It's not gonna be the same. You see what I mean? So
Right.
that's the work that that's the message that we want to also share to people. Like, when you work on yourself, when you don't wait for the opportunities to come, but you create it, it's also time for you to level up. And I feel like that's what we should individually do with for ourselves, and also later we're gonna do it collectively for the country.
Marcus, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I wanted my audience to know, again, you know, it's about Haitians, us Haitians, knowing there's Haitians like yourself doing, impacting, game changing the game, and to be inspired to know, listen, you know, they need to be a part of it. They can be a part of it, man. And so,
Yeah,
Marcus, keep pushing. Please
I
give
will.
us some contact information. What's the website? Let us know. Let
The
me
website imarventures.com.
imarventures.com. I'm typing that in. If I misspelled it, let me know. I put in the comments there. imarventures.com. What else?
Yeah, and a phone number.
Go ahead.
And the phone number can be a 561
561
381
381
9575.
9575. That's is that
That's a
WhatsApp?
US.
Yes,
That's a
US
US
number.
number.
Oh, US number. Okay, so I'll put plus one.
The WhatsApp would be
Plus one.
849.
Wait 1 second. US number, and then go ahead, and then go ahead. What's the WhatsApp?
The WhatsApp would be like the 849
849
352
352
3343.
3343, and that's also plus one, right?
Yes, that's a plus one.
All right, let me just jot that in there for folks who are watching who want to follow up with you. WhatsApp.
You know, one thing I would say before I leave,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I respect every platform that I will ever get the opportunity. You remember, like, do you know someone messaged me like maybe a year after I've done our first interview on LinkedIn to say that he watched my interview with you, and then that he wanted to conduct business with me.
Nice.
That's the power of what you're doing, brother. And I appreciate the work that you do. And I saw also in a year, like, the growth of you and your platform. So keep it up. And
Thank you, brother.
Yes, I really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, Marcus. As always, it's always a pleasure. You're gonna be back. You're a guy who I love. Every 2-3 years, there's a new massive thing you're working on. I gotta get him back on. Gotta let folks keep track. So in 2-3 years, you're gonna be back, and I can't wait for that information and that stuff that you have to share then. But keep it going. Your inspiration, brother. And thank you for your time today, man.
Great weekend. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Peace, man.
Bye-bye. Peace.